All right, so get this. For this deep dive, you've sent us back to like the days of Blockbuster. Remember those Be Kind Rewind stickers?
Oh, yeah.
We're digging into this job that honestly feels like it's from another era. Rental service representative for videotapes and discs.
It really does, doesn't it? Like, streaming and downloads basically made those obsolete, right?
Right, like seriously, when's the last time you even saw a VHS tape, let alone actually rented one? But that's what's so fascinating about this one. We've got excerpts here from, get this, a career website, RoleCatcher, guides, interview tips, the whole 9 yards, all about this job.
It's like a time capsule.
Yeah.
And what's interesting to me is you've got this old school job, right? But it's on this totally modern platform, RoleCatcher, with like AI and everything. Shows you how much the job market's always changing. Even jobs we think are gone can teach us stuff that's still important now.
Totally. So RoleCatcher's got these like crazy detailed descriptions of what this rental service rep actually did, renting out equipment, figuring out how long someone gets to keep a rental, dealing with insurance for all those tapes and players, even late fees.
Wow. When you lay it out like that, it sounds like that job needed a lot of attention to detail, being organized.
Hmm,
Things we think of more with like tech jobs these days.
for sure. Okay, so let's break this down a bit. Imagine you're this rental service rep back in the day. What were those customer interactions like? Because I'm thinking, probably not always easy.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Picture this. It's Friday night, the store's packed, you got a line of people, each one with their movie requests, questions about late fees, or even better, complaints about busted VHS tapes.
Oh man, the dreaded damaged VHS tape. That's next level customer service right there. Can you imagine trying to explain, like, tracking issues to someone who's used to streaming everything on their phone?
It's kind of hilarious to think about, isn't it? But it goes to show you, some things in customer service never really change, even if the tech is different. Being able to calm someone down, understand why they're frustrated, not lose your cool when things are crazy, those are gold in any job, anytime.
So true. It's like nowadays you're on the phone with tech support at midnight because your internet's out. Same energy as someone back then freaking out about a snapped VHS tape, and you need that calm, collected person to talk you through it.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just dealing with those moments. A good rental service rep, they'd be great at, like, making the customer feel welcome, knowing what they liked, even figuring out what they might want to watch next. Basically what fancy algorithms try to do online, but they did it in person.
Like they were the original recommendation engine. Because you watch Die Hard, you might also enjoy.
Exactly. They knew how to read people, and they used that to recommend stuff. Maybe sell an extra rental or two, and keep those movies flying off the shelves. And don't forget the whole sales aspect, right? Like, they were pros at getting you to rent one more movie or maybe that jumbo popcorn. Those skills, that's like e-commerce and online marketing today.
It's true. They were basically doing personalized recommendations before algorithms even existed, huh?
Totally. Being able to connect with someone, figure out what they need, and then make a suggestion just for them, that's huge, even now when everything's digital.
It makes you wonder, what other skills did those jobs need that we don't even think about much anymore? Like, inventory management had to be a big deal back then, right?
Absolutely. They were keeping track of hundreds, probably thousands, of tapes and discs, making sure none of them were messed up, and knowing exactly which ones were rented out at any given time. Sounds simple, but that takes serious attention to detail. Organization skills were a must-have. And probably a high tolerance for things getting misplaced, let's be real.
Ugh, just picturing trying to keep all those VHS tapes straight is giving me anxiety. Especially when people return them all out of order, that's like organizational chaos.
But that chaos, right? It taught them how to handle inventory, track data, keep everything running smoothly in the middle of, well, a lot of stuff. Those are the same skills you need for logistics, supply chain management, even data analysis.
So instead of those endless shelves of VHS tapes, now it's digital databases and spreadsheets.
Yeah.
That same idea, huh?
Exactly. And those skills are only becoming more important as our world becomes more data-driven.
It's wild how we started off talking about this job that feels like ancient history, but the more we get into it, the more we see how much of it is still relevant today.
Right. It just goes to show you, technology might change the tools we use and the stuff we're selling, but the core skills you need, those tend to stick around.
It's like those rental service reps were accidentally training for jobs that didn't even exist yet, Kind of blows your mind.
Totally. And speaking of preparing for the future, that reminds me of something else super interesting in those RoleCatcher things you found. They actually lay out a whole career path for this job. Shows you there was room to grow, even in what seems like a pretty niche job.
Oh, yeah, they weren't stuck renting movies forever, were they? So what kind of upward trajectory are we talking here?
Well, according to RoleCatcher, you'd start as like an entry-level rental service rep. Doing the day-to-day stuff, renting the equipment, handling the money, helping customers. But if you were good at it, worked hard, you could move up to junior rep. More responsibility, even training the new people.
Ah, so you're learning those leadership skills right away. That's huge, no matter what you end up doing.
Exactly. And for the real go-getters, RoleCatcher even talks about becoming a senior rental service rep. That meant running the whole rental operation, budgets, strategies to make more money, even going to industry events to represent the company.
Wow, talk about a glow up. From rewinding tapes to leading a team and making big decisions.
Right. It just goes to show you, even a job that seems simple can turn into a whole career. And the really cool part is, even though it was tied to this one industry, the skills they learned, those could be used in so many other places.
So even if video rentals are a thing of the past, the leadership, customer service, and problem-solving skills they picked up could easily be applied to, like management roles, customer service jobs, even starting your own business in a totally different field.
Absolutely. And that's something really important to remember. Being able to adapt and use your skills in new situations, that's what's going to keep you going in the job market, which is always changing.
It's not just about what you know, it's about how you use it, even when things are unexpected.
Exactly. And it makes you think.
What jobs exist right now that we think are like going nowhere, but actually have hidden skills that'll be super valuable later? Makes you think, huh.
It really does. It's like we need to stop thinking about careers as this straight line, and more like, I don't know, those choose your own adventure books.
Ooh, I like that. It's not about being stuck in the past, wishing Blockbuster would come back. It's about learning from it, using those lessons now and in the future.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what else struck me about those RoleCatcher excerpts? They talked about adjacent career paths. Like
Hmm.
even back then, they were telling people to think bigger, look at other fields where those skills would be a good fit.
Oh, yeah. There was that whole section on other rental jobs. Equipment, vehicles, heck, even water transport equipment rentals, whatever
Right.
that means.
Right. It's like they were saying, hey, maybe movies aren't your thing, but if you like helping people find what they need, there's more out there.
Exactly. You don't have to limit yourself to just one path, The stuff you're good at, the things you enjoy, they can take you in all sorts of directions you never even thought about.
So true. And it all circles back to RoleCatcher itself, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You've got this job that feels totally outdated, but here it is being analyzed on this site that uses like super advanced AI to help people with their careers today. Kind of wild when you think about it.
Mm-hmm. It really is. Like, imagine if those rental service reps back in the 90s had a role catcher. They'd know their strengths, could explore all these different paths, maybe even connect with people in industries they didn't know existed.
That's the power of information,
Yeah.
right? And tech is making it easier than ever to find that info and actually use it.
So hopefully it makes people realize you got to be in charge of your own career journey. Think about the skills you're building. Be open to the idea that those skills can take you to amazing places.
Couldn't agree more. It's not about knowing exactly what the future holds for jobs. It's about having the tools, the skills, and the right attitude to handle whatever comes next.
Well said. And on that note, we'll leave you with this. What skills do you have that seem, I don't know, kind of basic now, but could be a big deal in the future? Something to think about, right?
Definitely something to think about.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of the rental service representative. Who knew a job that's practically extinct could be so relevant? We'll be back next time with another look at the hidden side of, well, everything.